Hi everyone, Valerie here with this week's 2-minute tech tip. This week we're going to talk about how to crop and straighten your photos. Let's get started. I'm going to be using Google Photos to do my editing, but most photo apps or websites have similar built-in editing tools. Now when you're taking photos of bison in Yellowstone, it's important to keep your distance. Unfortunately, that can mean that your photo can have a lot of boring street in it. But we can crop this photo to get rid of the blacktop and get closer to that bison. To edit the photo, click on these 3 lines at the top. On the first screen here, you can choose to apply different filters to change the color or the lighting in the photo, but we want to go to the crop tool up here. Once you're in the cropping tool, you can crop your photo by moving your mouse pointer onto the sides or corners of the photo. When it turns into a 2-headed arrow, you can click and drag to crop. But before we start cropping this photo, we need to talk briefly about aspect ratio. An aspect ratio is simply the ratio between a photo's width and height. As you can see here, I can crop this photo to pretty much any size I want, but I recommend keeping a fixed aspect ratio, especially if you plan on printing the photos. So instead of cropping this freehand, I'm going to set it so that Google will only let me crop this photo in line with the original aspect ratio. Now let's crop the photo. Since I mostly want to get rid of all that street and focus on the bison, I'm going to start from the bottom left corner and move up. I've eliminated all the street, but now the bison looks a little lost down there at the bottom of the photo. So now I'm going to crop in from the top. I like this balance between the space and the bison, but I'm not in love with his positioning in the picture. If I move my mouse pointer onto the picture, I can drag it around until I get the positioning I like, which in this case is going to involve including some of that street. Maybe it would be less noticeable if it was straight. Let's use the straightening tool to find out. The straightening tool is on the right-hand side of your photo. Move your mouse pointer onto it until it turns into a 2-headed arrow. Then you can drag it up and down to tilt the photo. Lines will appear on the photo to help you straighten it. Now the photo is cropped and straightened. Click on Done at the top right when you are finished. Notice here that there's an Undo Edits option. If it turns out you don't like your cropped photo, you can always go back to the original. That's it for today. Next week we'll be talking some more about digital photos. Until then, take care.